Hello everyone, welcome back to botany class. In previous video we started the transcription process and we discussed what is a transcription and the structure of transcription unit, and we discussed about template strand, coding strand, and finally we discussed about the monocystronic and polycystronic gene, right? In this video we are going to see the types of RNA and the process of transcription in prokaryote. Okay, only two topics we are going to discuss: the different types of RNA and the process of transcription in prokaryote. So we got to see the prokaryote transcription and also eukaryote also. But today I am going to discuss only the prokaryote transcription alone. So first we will see the types of RNA. So ribonucleic acid found in cell. The both prokaryotes and eukaryotes, they have or contain three different type of RNA. So there are three different type of rRNA. So RNAs are there. One is mRNA. So mRNA is one. Another type is rRNA, ribosomal RNA. And the third one is tRNA molecule. Like there are three types of RNA are there. So these three types of RNA found both in prokaryotic as well as eukaryotic cells. So both organisms, they are having this one. So mRNA meaning is the messenger RNA which carry genetic information from DNA to protein. That's why we are saying the messenger RNA. Abbreviated form is mRNA. rRNA nothing but ribosomal RNA. So rRNA, ribosomal RNA. tRNA meaning is transfer RNA. They transfer amino acid from cytoplasm to the site of protein synthesis. Like there are three types of RNAs there. But in total RNA, the 5% of RNA is mRNA. So we take one single cell, either eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. In that, how much the amount of total quantity, how much amount of mRNA? Only 5% is mRNA. And rRNA is the most abundant in cell. 80% is rRNA molecule. 80% is rRNA. And tRNA, so remaining 50% of total cellular RNA is tRNA molecule. So mRNA 5%, rRNA 80%, tRNA is 15% is tRNA molecule. But mRNA is the longest one. In comparing with other type of RNA, the mRNA is the longest one. And is a smaller one. Smaller RNA is RNA, and tRNA is the smallest one. So among three types, the smallest RNA is tRNA1. The mRNA also called as template RNA. So why we are saying template RNA? Because the mRNA only acts as a template for the synthesis of protein. Also called as nuclear RNA. Nuclear RNA because the RNA which found within the nucleus is this mRNA. So also called as nuclear RNA. But this rRNA also called as soluble RNA also. Soluble or rRNA, ribosomal RNA. And the tRNA only, there is no other name for rRNA. And tRNA also called as soluble RNA. Soluble RNA. So, or you can say it adapter RNA also. Adapter RNA also. Adapter RNA. But this rRNA, so what is the function? We have to see the function of this mRNA and rRNA and tRNA. The function of this RNA is they carry genetic information which are provided by DNA, which carry genetic information. So genetic information provided by DNA. That is a main to carry genetic information from DNA to protein. That is a main function of mRNA. And this RNA has two functions. One is a structural function. They act as a structural function because during formation of ribosome along with protein, these rRNA form ribosomes. So there is a structural role. So this rRNA along with proteins, they form ribosomes, and also they are having catalytic function also. Catalytic function. That's why this rRNA we are calling a structural as well as catalytic RNA also. Catalytic during translation process. The translation process is catalyzed by this rRNA. So it has two functions, structural as well as catalytic function, right? And what is the role of this tRNA? So this acts as an adapter which carry amino acid. So amino acids from cytoplasm to site of protein synthesis. So cytoplasm or cytosol to protein synthesis, site of protein synthesis. That is the role of this tRNA. Okay. So these are the major type of RNA which found in all living cells. Okay. mRNA, rRNA and tRNA. But these RNAs are synthesis of the synthesis of mRNA, rRNA, tRNA. All the processes are, you can call it as transcription only. This all type of RNA are synthesized only from DNA molecule. But the synthesis, it is the enzyme responsible for synthesis of this one. In prokaryotic, only single enzyme which catalyzes the synthesis of all these three types. But in eukaryote, prokaryote only one type. But eukaryote, there are three different type of RNA synthesis. Okay. But rRNA, there are different types are there. In prokaryotic rRNA and eukaryotic rRNA. For example, like 5.8S, 18S, 28S in eukaryote. Like you take example prokaryote like 13S and 5S and 23S. So like this, there are different type of rRNAs are found in prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, right? I hope that you understood the types of rRNA, right?
Start.
So all three types of RNA are needed to synthesis protein, in cell, right? So because all they are having some role in protein synthesis in both prokaryotic as well as eukaryotic cells. Okay. So next we will see the process of transcription in prokaryotes. So first we will see the prokaryotic transcription and next we will see eukaryotic transcription, right? Process of transcription in prokaryote. Process of transcription. Here we are going to see prokaryotic transcription we are going to see, right? And we will see in prokaryote they are having simple cellular organization. So the membrane bound organelles are absent in prokaryotes. Prokaryote contain the simple membrane unbound organelle like ribosomes, mesosome, etc. So where the transcription will take place, the exact site or location of transcription is cytoplasm. Because so all type of RNAs are, so the genetic material is found in only in cytoplasm of the cells only. So the transcription process in prokaryote occurs in cytoplasm. And with this the process will occur with the help of one important enzyme. The enzyme name is called RNA polymerase. So RNA polymerase. So this RNA polymerase also you can say DNA dependent RNA polymerase because so this particular enzyme uses the DNA as a template for this synthesis of RNA molecule. Like you see, so because double stranded DNA is there, double stranded DNA only one strand with polarity 3' to 5' act as a template. So with the help of this template strand, they synthesis RNA. So they synthesis RNA. So because this enzyme uses DNA template for synthesizing RNA molecule, so that this enzyme also called as DNA dependent RNA polymerase. DNA dependent RNA polymerase. This is a transcription enzyme. But prokaryote, only one type of RNA polymerase only found in prokaryotic cells. Only one type. There is no further type of RNA polymerase. But DNA polymerase we discussed in prokaryote contain three different type of DNA polymerase. DNA polymerase 1, DNA polymerase 2 and DNA polymerase 3. But RNA, only one type of RNA polymerase only is there. So this one type, the one type of RNA polymerase which catalyzes the synthesis of all type of RNA like mRNA, so mRNA and rRNA and tRNA. So all three types of RNA are catalyzed by only one type of RNA polymerase in prokaryote. Okay. So because why they want to synthesize all these type of RNA? So these all three types of RNAs are needed to synthesize a protein in cell. So that the one single enzyme is there because the cell itself very simple. So that they have only single enzyme. The single enzyme which catalyzes the all three types of RNA molecule in prokaryotic cells, right? And before going into the process of transcription, we will study about this RNA polymerase, prokaryotic RNA polymerase. This prokaryotic RNA polymerase, which is a holoenzyme, it is a holoenzyme. Holo meaning is it's a complete enzyme, holoenzyme that is made up of. So this holoenzyme which is made up of, so alpha, there are different type of polypeptides. So this holoenzyme that is made up of polypeptides. So how many polypeptides are there? One alpha, one beta dash, one beta dash and omega, and one sigma factor. So you see there are 5 different polypeptides are there: alpha, beta dash, omega and sigma factor. So this enzyme, the enzyme without sigma factor, you can call it as only these 4 polypeptides together. You can call it as core enzyme. This core enzyme along with the sigma factor, we can call it as holoenzyme. Okay, I'm clear with this. So the RNA polymerase is a holoenzyme that is made up of different polypeptide like alpha, beta dash, omega and sigma factor. So the enzyme without sigma factor, like only 4 polypeptide, alpha, beta dash and omega, together you can call it as core enzyme. This core enzyme with sigma factor together you can call it as holoenzyme. So these enzymes only responsible for the process of transcription in prokaryotic organism. Right? Are you clear with this? So next we will see the process of transcription in prokaryote. The process of transcription in prokaryote is completed in 3 major steps. One is initiation. First step is initiation. Second step is elongation. And the third step is termination. Like the process is completed in 3 major steps. We will see one by one. But where the process will take place? When the site of transcription prokaryote is cytoplasm, right? So the signal from the cytoplasm for necessary for transcription only, once it receives, then what will happen? We know that in prokaryote, so DNA associate with so histone-like proteins, HLPs, histone-like protein. When signals come, the DNA, so what will happen is, so the histone-like protein, the coat may be removed. So it form free DNA. When the cell about to transcript the DNA, it's a free DNA will form, and then the process will begin. So the transcription process will begin. But process is completed in 3 major steps: initiation, elongation, and termination. We will see in initiation what happening, and elongation what happening, and termination what happening. We will see, right? We'll see one by one. First, initiation of transcription. So we know that the process is catalyzed by the transcription process is catalyzed by so RNA polymerase. So in transcriptional unit, so the RNA, the RNA polymerase binding site we are calling as promoter sequences. And we studied, previous video we studied about the prokaryotic promoter and eukaryotic promoter. In prokaryotic promoter, so there are some conserved regions. The conserved sequence are found in the promoter sequence, a promoter region. The conserved sequence we are calling as regonation sequence for RNA polymerase. That sequence are regonized by RNA, and then they can bind with the promoter and they initiate this transcription, right? But the initiation process is catalyzed by, here is sigma factor alone, they are present separately. So sigma factor and other factor which are alpha, beta dash and omega, we are saying that this is a core enzyme. Along with sigma factor we are saying that so coenzyme. Now the sigma factor, it's act as the sigma factor, also you can say initiation factor. First what they will do now, in promoter sequence, here already we studied at minus 35 region and a minus 10th region, there are some conserved sequences are there. This sigma factor go and bind with, first they recognize the sequence present in the minus 35 region here, the promoter sequence. The sigma factor go and recognize and bind with at a minus 35 region. Once after binding of sigma factor with the promoter, the remaining core enzyme go and bind to the minus 10th region and near to the starting point of structural gene. Okay, see, first which one binding? Sigma factor. Sigma factor is also called as initiation factor. It binds to the promoter site where it will bind at minus 35 region. After binding, what will happen is, and so the sigma factor, then the remaining core enzyme go and bind. So you see, if there is no sigma factor, then the transcription start non-specifically. So this enzyme, core enzyme alone can able to transcript the structural genes, but with presence of sigma factor only, exactly they will start transcription at plus 1 point, start point. So specifically they will start, or else what will happen is this enzyme will go and bind somewhere else, they will start transcription. So that for specifically how the transcription is started now, first after binding with sigma factor, the core enzyme go and bind and initiate the transcription process. Once the transcription process is initiated, the sigma factor from the promoter, they will come out. So the sigma factor from promoter will come out. Only the core enzyme which catalyzes the synthesis of RNA from DNA template. Are you clear with this? So once the transcription process begin or initiated, what will happen is the sigma factor come out or go to the cytoplasm. The core enzyme alone, the catalyzes the synthesis of RNA from the structural or template DNA molecule, right? So only this core enzyme alone they will start, right? Now the process will begin like this. Next elongation. Second step is elongation step, right? Second step, elongation. How the RNA chain is elongated, right? RNA chain is elongated. So after binding of the sigma factor with promoter region, so they start the core enzyme, they catalyze the process of the RNA strand elongation. Okay, RNA strand elongation. They will start to read like this. So this is the first base, adenine is there. This is the template strand. I told no 3' to 5' and the act as a template. Like bases are there. Like this bases are there up to, right? So what will happen is they will move forward towards by they read the template strand in polarity of 3' to 5' direction. They will read like this because this strand is template strand. But how? Because here in the DNA replication we studied, during replication the double stranded DNA unwind and form single stranded, because single stranded DNA alone act as a template. So which enzyme responsible for unwinding of double stranded into single stranded? They are DNA helicase. But here the single enzyme RNA polymerase, they binds to promoter region of DNA and they initiate the process of transcription. Once they binded, now the process will begin. And also the same enzyme polymerase the which catalyze the transcription process and also help in opening up the double helix of DNA. The same enzyme, by breaking the hydrogen bond between these two enzymes, they break and they separate double stranded DNA into simple stranded, and then it read the bases present in the template DNA. Based on that, which add nucleotide triphosphate. Okay, like DNA, here also the uses, so not deoxynucleotide. So 4 types of nucleotide triphosphate. Like adenine triphosphate, it's not deoxy. Guanine triphosphate and cytosine triphosphate and uracil triphosphate, right? It uses 4 different type of nucleotide triphosphate as a substrate, and this enzyme read the bases on template strand. Based on that, which polymerize the nucleotide. Okay, see here, what base is there? Adenine is there. It will add uracil here. Then, so it will move like this. Here, thymine is there. Add adenine. Next, cytosine. Like that, it will move forward. So based on that, it uses nucleotide and polymerize this strand. So polymerize this strand. Now you can see here, what will happen is, here during elongation, there is a DNA RNA hybrid strands are there. So that the RNA is not separated. RNA along with the DNA is attached. So it's a chain that read the bases on template. Based on that, add nucleotide and polymerase, so that it form DNA and RNA hybrid molecule. DNA RNA hybrid molecule. Like that it will go. Okay, DNA RNA hybrid will develop. Okay. So next, this is an elongation process, right? So why it's using triphosphate? Na? The triphosphate, 2 phosphates in the broken here, it provide energy, and AMP act as a substrate. That is a main, that is the purpose the cell uses triphosphate, nucleotide triphosphate. Because so it has dual purpose. One is it acts as a substrate and provide energy during polymerization reaction. Okay. So these helix are unbinded by RNA polymerase, and also the polymerization reaction also catalyzed by RNA polymerase, right? RNA polymerase. So next step is, once elongate, like until the structural sequence end, that the RNA polymerase move forward. Based on that, it synthesis new RNA strand, right? Once it reaches terminator, and finally it's a termination. Once this RNA polymerase reached here, so you see based on that, it is a guanine, cytosine, adenine, right? Reach the termination, there is no further structural sequences, right? So they want to terminate the process. Here there is another factor. The factor name is called Rho factor. Rho factor, also called as termination factor. So the termination factor is, it's a protein factor. So it is required for termination of transcription. So once the RNA polymerase reaches terminator, this Rho factor go and bind with the terminator region, and cleave this transcription complex, and leave free enzyme. So this cleave this transcription complex and leave this free RNA. U, E, G, G, C, A, E plus the core enzyme. Core enzyme. So they will completely terminate, they leave this particular one, right? So the rho factor go and bind the terminator and cleave the transcription complex and leave free coenzyme and the synthesis new mRNA, new RNA molecule, right? So this RNA, whatever RNA, because once they bind it, so the nascent RNA and RNA polymerase they fall off and it results in the termination of transcription. Okay, now the transcription process is terminated, right? But in prokaryotic transcription, so mRNA does not require any processing to become active. So whatever RNA produced here is, it's a mature RNA only. mRNA does not require any further processing after termination or after transcription. So directly this mRNA utilized for synthesis of protein. And the transcription and translation so takes place in same compartment, nothing but in prokaryote the site of transcription, site of translation both are where it takes place now, where occurs now in cytoplasm. So that there is no separation of cytoplasm nucleus, so that the both processes will continue. Sometime what will happen is, before completion of this transcription, the translation process can begin much more before completion of or formation of mRNA. So that in prokaryote, the translation and the transcription both are coupled one. Okay, once transcription started, immediately the translation process also will start because no need of processing of this mRNA. But eukaryote not like that. Once the nascent RNA produced, the nascent RNA has to undergo some modification. Then only they will take part in translation. Here not like that. So that once before the termination of this transcription process, the translation process also began here. So that in prokaryote, transcription and translation both are coupled one, right? I hope that you understood. So up to this I will end up today class. The transcription process eukaryote we will see in next video. Thank you.